So I wanted to film this last night, but I just was too tired since I didn't realize there was gonna be 2 episodes of it instead of just one last night. But how many of you guys watched the reboot of Roseanne? I wasn't originally planning on it. Just truth be told, cards on the table right now. I admittedly wasn't too huge of a fan of the original, but I was also very young when it was still on the air, so I think I was just too young to really get it. Um, but the more that I kept hearing about this reboot and what they were gonna do with it, the more intrigued I got. And the final nail in the coffin of why I watched it is actually the final nail in the coffin of why a lot of my friends didn't watch it, and that was that Roseanne would unapologetically be a Trump supporter. Now, stating it again, for those who missed the memo, I'm not a Trump supporter. I am a Republican, but I'm not a Trump supporter. But it was enough to fascinate me. I was like, alright, you have my attention. I want to see what they're gonna do with this, because I just want to see, because that is something you don't see in media today. Everybody's so left-leaning that basically it's turned into a good versus bad, with whereas left versus right is concerned at this point, which I think is bullshit, but I just want to see how exactly are they gonna play this one off. I am just very intrigued. And so was my dad, who, admittedly, my dad is a Trump supporter, so whatever. But, so we watched it. And there's a few other details that had my attention too, like how are they bringing back Dan, and in some of the interviews leading up to it, Roseanne Barr mentioned that her character in this new season is a writer, and she's kind of gonna be screwing with people's heads in that you're not gonna know what's real and what's not, what's one of her stories and what's reality. So I was like, so this reboot's gonna be like an epic trolling. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I respect that. I would write some shit like that myself just to fuck with people. So, alright, you have my attention. And then just the cherry on the cake is Darlene's son is gender creative. I was like, okay, now I have to see it. So, so I watched it, and I was half expecting to hate it, and not gonna lie, I didn't hate it. I wouldn't go so far as to say that I necessarily loved it, but did I like it? Yeah, I actually did. How they ended up playing the political angle, they showed 2 episodes back to back, by the way. So the first one, it's like they got all the politics out of their system in the first episode and then didn't touch it by the second one. So I think that was a smart move, because it kind of weeded out the people that just were gonna rage quit over that. So okay, fine, whatever. But and like I said, there's a lot of people that weren't even willing to give it a shot because of that storyline. But basically, Roseanne and her husband are Trump supporters, vehemently, unapologetically so. And her sister Jackie, God, the second she opened the door, I was just like, ah, fuck. But she is the polar opposite in the crazed liberal feminist sense of the term. She showed up wearing a pink pussy hat and a nasty woman t-shirt. I was just like, oh dear God. The second she showed up, I was like, they fucking went there. They went there. Jackie is basically the living embodiment of Trigglypuff. Oh my God. I'm crying from laughing so hard. I was like, what the hell? I shouldn't even be shocked, because her character in general, yeah, I guess she kind of always was, but seeing it illustrated in that way, I was like, oh my God. Oh my God, they did the thing. They did the thing. Alright, fine. So let's see what they do with this. And when her opening line is just opening the door, hey deplorables, I was like, oh fuck. So, so by this point, I am like on the floor, practically hyperventilating from laughing so hard. My dad's like, it's not funny. I'm like, dude, it's hilarious. Shut up. Because, like I said, he actually is a Trump supporter. Like, he does not see the humor and poking fun at it, whereas I'm like, dude, it's pretty funny. So, but yeah, they have them bickering back and forth, and apparently they haven't spoken in years because of their political alignments and shit, which, I mean, not out of the realm of possibility. I myself come from a politically divided family, not to the point where anybody's been excommunicated over it, but I mean, generally if the topic comes up, there's always screaming involved from somebody. Usually my youngest sister. But, just saying, pretty much, it used to be everyone on my dad's side of the family was Republican, everything on my mom's side of the family, Democrat, clear divisive lines. Now it's like, the adults have become the Republicans, and my generation, for the most part, I'm apparently the exception to the rule, are all liberals, Democrat, what have you. So it kind of makes interesting divisive lines, but like I said, nobody's been excommunicated for it yet. But anyways, so it's just like, alright, I am down to see how this plays out, just because I have seen so much shit like this in real life. I have to see it. I have to see the shit show. And basically the whole episode, they were just taking jabs at each other back and forth, which, frankly, yeah, when you're in a politically divided family, that is exactly how that shit goes. I mean, hell, my sister and my dad, just yesterday, were doing this over the Blue Lives Matter thing. You can guess who was on what side of the line, but, yeah, that, and she, like, rage quit over, I can't even listen to you if you're going to side with a cop. I was like, oh my god, you are so misguided, child. But anyway, so, regardless, the resolution of the episode kind of felt hollow to me. It didn't feel realistic in any sense of the term, because they literally decided to hug it out and to agree to disagree. I was like, that would never happen in real life. Ever. With anybody. Over anything, I don't think. I mean, this is something you make children do, and it doesn't even really work with them. And you're showing grown-ass adults doing this? On the other hand, where could they have really gone with this? I mean, they did it in a way that I thought was very brilliantly executed, because the way that they ended it, neither side was viewed as better than the other. They just agreed to disagree. You're on equal standing ground. I was like, that was smart, because if they had tried to make one side out to be right and one side to be wrong, you would have just lost half your audience right there that would have been watching this, because whoever's side was deemed wrong, yeah, you could bet they would have just tuned out as of that point and would probably never come back to the show again. So that was very, very smart on their part, and I respect that. As somebody who's done tons of writing in her life, that actually, I view a lot of shows from the writer's standpoint, and I'm like, that's clever. I like how you did that. Now, second episode, they didn't even touch politics. Like I said, they got it all out of their system in the first episode, just get it done and over with, which, again, was smart. And now they can move on with their lives. The second episode was mostly revolved around Darlene's gender-creative son, who, in about 2 seconds, my dad was like, I could see you having a son like that. I looked at him for a minute, I was like, yeah, I can't deny that. Yeah, actually, that is, if I were to have a son, that's kind of exactly how I see it going down, but, yeah. I mean, he's wearing, like, black sequin leggings and scarves and shit. I was like, oh my god, I love this boy. He's a little cinnamon roll, I love him. So, anyways, it was about his gender expression. He's not trans, just throwing that out there. He knows he's a boy. He does not want to be a girl. Just his gender expression in the way he dresses is all over the board, and that's okay. And that was literally what they were exploring in this episode, and along with the difficulties of how he would be bullied in school for it, and to be ready for that, and how important is this to you. And it is important to him, so they decide to stand by him and defend his decisions. Unfortunately, Dan decided to try and go the macho route and armed him with a pocket knife, which by, like, the next day, there was a call home from school, your kid had a pocket knife. So he got in trouble for that, and they asked him about it, and he said, yeah, I was showing it off to this kid, and said, was he threatening you? He said, yeah, he was. I was going to give it to him as a gift so he wouldn't hurt me. I was like, his heart's in the right place. Unfortunately, in real life, this would have backfired so badly, because you know damn well if this happened, the kid would then use the pocket knife to stab said kid, but I mean, that's neither here nor there. But, there's some plot holes, I'm the first to admit. It's not perfect writing, but I mean, they tried. I give them gold star for effort, but ultimately, they still love their grandson, odd though he may be in their eyes, which is okay. I mean, Darlene was pretty weird to him too, so not too much of a shocker to anybody. But by the end of it, they decide just let him do his own thing. He'll be fine. He'll be able to hold his own. He'll be alright. And it kind of just ended on that kind of note. I'm interested to see where else it's gonna go. I mean, they touched on two pretty big current topics. I want to see where else this is going. There's also another grandchild that's who's black, that I'm assuming there must have been different dads, or either that or I'm confused on whose kid is whose, which is very possible. But I think I want to say they're siblings, but I don't know that for certain. So you know, there is that. I'm sure if that's the case, actually, I don't think it matters which one of them is the parent so much, as I feel like they're definitely gonna do a Black Lives Matter episode. I can almost guarantee it. And I'm kind of interested to see how they go about that. Apart from that, I can't really guess where else this is gonna go. But that's why I'm so intrigued by it, because apparently they're getting 8 episodes. It's up for renewal. It's not guaranteed. They're seeing how it goes over. If people like it enough, it may get a renewal. I wouldn't be opposed to the idea. I mean, unlike Fuller House, which, as big of a crush as I have on John Stamos, I couldn't hang with it for more than, I forget if it was the 4th or the 5th episode I bailed on, but even with him, I bailed. And I feel bad for bailing, but I bailed. So, you know, there's that. But that one, it just didn't have any of the same dynamics. They shifted the focus over to DJ, Kimmy, and, oh, what the hell's the middle daughter's name? I'm blanking. My brain wants to say Stacy, and I know damn well that's not her name. Stephanie! Start with an S. I was like, it's not Stacy. I just always used my Stacy doll as Stephanie when I would play Full House with my Barbies when I was little. That could be why I was thinking of that name. But, yeah, I was a weird kid. But, it felt hollow. Whereas this, it's got the right dynamics and all. It's framed a little differently than the original, and that's okay. The original did touch on current topics at the time, too, so it still has that in mind, and I'm very intrigued to see where it's going. But I'm also intrigued to know, what are you guys' thoughts? I think it was well done. Not perfect. Sorry, I have eyelash in my eye. Not perfect. But I think it's a lot more well done than a lot of nostalgia reboots from around that era have been. Because they've tried to bring back a lot of old shows, and most of them just fall on their face. And, again, not gonna lie, I was kind of expecting this to do the same thing. I wasn't even expecting to like it. Morbid curiosity. I wanted to see what they were doing with the political angle, and I was like, okay, you know what? I respect that a lot. I respect that you did it in that way. You have me as a viewer. So, just saying. But, yeah, I'm just curious what other people's thoughts who actually watched it were. Or if you were one of the people who just heard Trump support and went, nope, not watching it. Which, I mean, if that's your prerogative, I respect that too. I mean, I poke fun at it a little, but I mean, I get it. I don't hold it against you. There's plenty of things that I do that over as well if I hear this is a thing and it's like, nope, not watching that. So, I get it. Yeah, so I'm just curious what other people's thoughts are, and especially for the people who gave it a chance. What are your thoughts? What are your feelings? What do you hope happens with this series? I'd like like to know. Let me know down in the comments. And as usual, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you're not already like to be, click subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Make sure you're following my social media accounts. They're all listed down below. If you like what I do here on this channel and you'd like to help support it, the donation link, as always, is in the description. So anyway, guys, until next time, bye-bye.